Level 1. The Disappearance.
You're walking home from your shift at the textile factory. It's 9:14 p.m. You're thinking about the bowl of corn porridge waiting for you. Then, the black car stops. No sirens, no yelling. Two men in plain clothes step out. They don't ask your name. They already know it. "Come with us," one says, like he's commenting on the weather. You don't ask why. Asking why is a confession. You sit in the back seat. The doors lock automatically. The city lights blur past. No one looks at you. No one wants to look at you. By the time the car stops in front of a building with no windows, you understand something without being told. You have disappeared. They take your belt, your shoelaces, your watch. They take your fingerprints. They take your name. You are no longer a father, a husband, a worker. You are prisoner 702. The cell is 3 floors underground. The air smells like damp concrete and old breath. There is no bed. There is a wooden stool in the center and a portrait of the great leader watching from the wall. The rule is simple. Sit perfectly still, hands on your knees, back straight, eyes forward. If you move, the guard slams a metal rod against the bars. The sound explodes in your skull. 10 hours pass, then 15. Your legs go numb, then burn, then stop feeling like they belong to you. You learn the first lesson. Time is the first interrogator.
Level 2. The First Interrogation.
At 3 a.m., the door opens. You are dragged into a room with a single bulb hanging from the ceiling. A man sits behind a metal desk, smoking a cigarette. He looks bored. He slides a blank sheet of paper toward you. Write your confession. Your lips are cracked when you whisper. For what? He smiles, without warmth. You know what you did. Your neighbor reported your individualistic tendencies. Perhaps you listened to a forbidden frequency. Perhaps you bowed too slowly. They don't need evidence. They need a signature. You stare at the empty page. If you don't sign, you go back to the stool. Another 20 hours, no food, 1 cup of yellow water. Your stomach twists so violently, you fold in half. A guard kicks you until you sit straight again. You remember being 4 years old, the teacher telling you crying means weakness. Weak families disappear. So, you swallow the scream, and you begin inventing a crime.
Level 3. The Echo Chamber.
By the 7th day, the walls start whispering. A man in the next cell sobs through the vent. Tell them what they want, make it sound like you're sorry. But you know the trap. If you confess to listening to a radio, they ask who gave it to you. If you give a name, that person vanishes. If you refuse, you are moved. The hallway lights never turn off. You forget what morning feels like. You see your daughter's face in the cracks of the wall. You remember her teacher slapping her hand for drawing the leader's smile too small. The officer returns with a file. He opens it slowly. Photographs of your family. Your father fought for the South, he says calmly. That stain lasts 3 generations. You understand then, this is not about what you did. It is about who you are. You are a tool that is no longer useful, and tools that break are discarded.
Level 4. The Breaking Room.
After 3 weeks, you are dragged to a darker corridor, a room with a wooden beam hanging from the ceiling. The state does not make mistakes, the officer whispers. They tie your hands behind your back and hoist you until your toes barely scrape the floor. Your shoulders feel like they are tearing apart. Pain floods your vision. You bite your tongue until you taste blood. You think about your mother straightening the portraits every morning with trembling hands. 1 crooked frame could lead here. The pain becomes white light. You hear yourself scream a name, any name. Your neighbor, The one who once shared his kimchi when your cupboard was empty. The rope slackens, you collapse. You have survived, but something inside you has been amputated.
Level 5. The public trial.
You are not taken to a courtroom. You are taken to the town square. A sign hangs from your neck, traitor. The crowd stands silent, eyes down. You see your daughter. She is forced to clap. The judge shouts your sentence, guilty of individualistic tendencies and listening to enemy broadcasts. Not death. Death is mercy. You are sentenced to Camp 15, re-education. Your wife is pushed to another truck. You realize guilt here is liquid. It flows down bloodlines. Your daughter will grow up paying for your hesitation.
Level 6. Camp 15.
You wake at 4 a.m. Breakfast is a handful of corn mixed with grass. You descend 500 meters into a coal mine with no safety equipment. You dig until your fingers split open. If you slow down, the foreman strikes you with a shovel handle. A man collapses beside you. No one helps him. Helping weakness is disloyalty. At night, you attend self-criticism sessions. You stand and confess your failures. I had lazy thoughts while digging. Everyone watches everyone else. Loyalty is theater performed for survival. You begin to understand something terrifying. The camp is not separate from the country. It is simply the country without decorations.
Level 7. The escape attempt.
Years pass. Your reflection becomes a skeleton with hollow eyes. You no longer remember the color of the sky. One night, a prisoner shows you a smuggled video. Cities filled with light, people laughing in bright clothes, a woman arguing in public without being arrested. The propaganda fractures inside your skull. The greatest lie was not about miracles. It was the lie that you were not human. For the first time in years, you feel something dangerous, the idea that you exist.
Level 8. The final choice.
In your 8th year, you decide to run. Not because you believe you will live, but because choosing your death feels like the last freedom available. It is January. The earth is ice. At 2 a.m., you sprint across it. A searchlight slices the dark. A rifle cracks. Heat blooms in your shoulder, but you keep running. You claw your way up the opposite bank. You do not look back for long, because you know what your escape will cost your family. In this system, even freedom becomes a weapon against the people you love.
Level 9. The erasure.
Somehow, you survive. You reach a city where grocery stores have 100 kinds of noodles. You stand frozen in the aisle, unable to choose. You wake at dawn every day, expecting a metal rod to slam against bars that are no longer there. Back home, your name is erased from records. Your portrait is removed. Officially, you never existed. But you do. You exist with scars that ache when it rains. You exist with memories that refuse to fade. You exist as proof that a prison can masquerade as a country and still fail to erase a single human soul. One day in truth is worth a lifetime in lies.